And if you don't presently, you will. So this message is literally for everybody. And here's what he's offering, a new perspective. Consider it pure joy because trials are inevitable. But here's what he's not saying. When I first read this, on first glance, I read it and I went, consider it pure joy when you face trials. What? And I looked forward to going on a deep dive for you. Because if you just look at that sentence as is, it doesn't feel true. How can you? And here's what I've come to realize. When it says pure, it's talking about the intensity, not the exclusivity. Let me explain. He's not saying, consider it only joy when you face trials. What he's saying is also consider joy as you face trials. He knows that our visceral emotion to trials is not joy. How do we know that? The book of Psalms lets us know. He's not saying ignore the sorrow, because we do want to do that sometimes, right? We just want to take the sorrow and then we want to push it down into the corner and ignore it. And then you walk into church, or then someone cuts you off on the freeway and suddenly you're yelling and you're like, where'd that come from? It's right there. Or maybe some of you have gotten real angry with your kids or your friends. And you're like, maybe I'm not the only one that's gone like, did I really just act like that? Where'd that come from? I'm telling you this, because he's saying, hey, I'm not asking you to ignore the sorrow. I'm just giving you another perspective on it that will help you endure it. And that's that I actually have pain. I actually have purpose in the pain. And friends, this is a distinction between Christianity and every other world religion. We're the only one that has a purpose in pain. Every other one wants you to get out of it. And our God goes, no, turns out I'm the pioneer of it. He went through it first. And he understands it. So when we let it take us to intimacy with him, we're not just going to someone who wants to just pluck us out of it, because he's someone that wants to transform us through it. Why? Because we have hope amidst it. And he wants our joy to actually expand into it. It's kind of like this, when you hear that God is love. And what you want to do, because God is love, is you want to bring all the best of you because he loves you with all of your performance. And there's something interesting about when you open up your mistakes, that suddenly your awareness of his love expands, because you can learn that his love for you is not dependent upon your performance for him. Do you know this? I know you've been trying to perform for him, but I have really good news. Even when you don't, he loves you. Do you see how it expands? And that's what he's doing with trials and joy. He goes, you thought joy was just in the fact that we have the hope of heaven. Yes, we do. But I want to tell you where joy is found, even there. So open it. Consider pure joy, the intensity, the overwhelming nature of joy right in the midst of what you're going through, if you have the courage to open it up. Consider it pure joy. Intense joy.